Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Casey Cloud here in the Weather Center with a severe thunderstorm warning in play right now until about 5:15. We're seeing a dangerous situation develop potentially as we're getting toward areas of Clinch and Ware counties. I know they just canceled out of Atkinson, but this storm does have a tornado possible tag on it here and a threat to maybe 70 miles an hour in terms of those wind gusts. So we need to get folks taking this seriously right now. At 4:49, a severe thunderstorm is located over Manor or near Argyle, moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. So 70-mile-an-hour wind gust, quarter-size hail possible around Argyle, Manor, and Cogdale here over the next little bit. So just got to be really careful, got to be really mindful of what's going on. This is a really significant looking storm here in this area. Seeing some really bright colors on velocity at a lower level. So that's why we wanted to come on, even though this is a more rural area in general. We thought we needed to get on the air right now with this. So just want to go ahead and get you guys taking this seriously, taking precaution. I mean, we could get even a tornado warning out of this if this rotation strengthens a little bit more. So severe thunderstorm warning in play until about 5:15. And just continuing to watch that. This is for West Central Ware and North Central Clinch counties. So again, at 4:49, a severe thunderstorm was located over Manor near Argyle, moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. So Argyle, Manor, and Cogdale in this area here of concern. This is really right. It looks like on the county line between Clinch and Ware here. So I gotta be taking precaution. These blues indicative of winds that are in the darkest ones closer towards 70 miles an hour. So this could cause quite a bit in the way of power outages. It could cause trees to fall, power lines to fall, even power poles to fall. With this type of wind being measured this low down to the ground. So just gotta be kind of cognizant of that here. Just gotta be kind of cognizant of what's going on here in toward this area. So again, a severe thunderstorm warning in play, and that's rotation that's picking on up a little bit as this is getting closer toward US 84. So we may get a tornado warning on this here pretty soon if this continues to intensify here. So this is a pattern that we have a little bit of rotation around here in the setup today, and this storm here really seems to be taking advantage of the vulnerabilities per se in terms of the setup here. So again, seeing a gust reported earlier to 41 miles an hour there in Appling County, also 41 miles an hour in our area in Ware County in the Waycross region. You see that number on our screen here. So again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning right now, but we wanted to jump on here because of the rotation, because of the winds. They were escalating right when we started that stream, and then also just a situation here where with everything in combination here, it could lead to a lot of damage potential here, even if it's more rural, and even a tornado warning is not out of the question. So again, got to be taking this seriously right now between Argyle and Manor in toward parts of South Georgia. Severe thunderstorm warning, but a more escalated one. Again, this is for 70-mile-an-hour winds here, so considerable damage threat. Hail could be to an inch, and there's not enough rotation to say a tornado can't be ruled out, but not quite enough yet for a tornado warning, but it's getting close here. If we get any more red showing up in a brighter type of way here with these lighter greens and blues here popping into play, that probably would get us something there enough maybe for them to pull the trigger on a tornado warning in the weather service in Jacksonville, but we're not quite there yet. So again, the organization of this, it wouldn't necessarily lend itself to a tornado for sure, but there is some rotation in here, so we got to be careful. This is a more significant severe thunderstorm than we generally deal with here. Despite not having any other warning so far today, this one here looks like it could cause a good bit of damage here as we're looking toward these areas, Argyle and Manor here, Argyle and Manor in South Georgia. Really, technically, we're calling it Southeast Georgia. It's almost toward the central part of the southern part of the state, if you want to call it that. But nonetheless, you're in a dangerous situation. Argyle and Manor, of course, it's our policy to be on when we have situations here that are potentially dangerous to our viewers, like we've been doing here the last few years. We're looking right now in toward Clinch and in toward Ware counties with this concern. So that's why we're on the air right now, trying to give you guys the very latest here. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag here in play. And this rotation still showing up some, even maybe just slightly stronger than it was in the previous game, but maybe not quite enough for a tornado warning, but we're getting close here. We're getting closer. Hopefully, in these type of setups, this stuff, these rotation areas don't last as long. So if it hadn't just popped out really extremely here, maybe that's going to prevent us from getting one of those, which obviously causes even more concern and more danger potentially. But right now you see here some strong wind potential crossing US 84 here between about Argyle and Manor, but maybe really toward Manor I'd be even a little more concerned than Argyle, but anywhere along that stretch of the road, I mean, even going back just outside of Homerville and past Manor, you need to be inside and away from windows. You can't take any chances in case things might be getting down to the surface a little bit further on over than what radar shows. So we are at a really lower level and have really good radar coverage in this area. So that helps us out here. That helps us out. So again, severe thunderstorm warning till 5:15 here for Clinch and Ware counties. Again, we're trying to make sure you guys take this storm seriously and toward this area. That's why we're on the air right now, trying to give you guys the very latest here in this type of setup. We're going to go ahead and effort some more information right now. Check if there's any type of display in our debris product. Not seeing anything like that right now, which is some good news, obviously. Not seeing anything lining up in correlation coefficient, but we'll continue to watch here. That means probably not a tornado right now since we're at such a low level, but severe winds could be causing damage in terms of a straight line type of conditions, or maybe a downburst type of situation. That's not out of the question, the realm of possibilities either. So again, a severe thunderstorm warning right now with a tornado possible tag, but not just any severe thunderstorm warning. This one here where we could have winds of 70 miles an hour. Most of them are issued for 60 here, especially this time of year. But this one's a little bit more intense here. This accent that we're watching, a little bit more intense. So we got to be really careful. And you can see here we have some storms in Waycross. They're not officially severe right now. Some gusty winds moving through there over the last little bit, but the focus is right there as we're looking just northeast of Homerville here. This is a really robust looking storm, one we need to hit home to the viewer here as we're looking toward parts of Ware and Clinch counties right now. Again, to see you guys where those counties are, let's go ahead and go back to our overview. We're in Bradford and north central Florida, but then in South Georgia we have Clinch. We have areas there around Ware. Those are under the severe thunderstorm warning for another 16 minutes. You gotta take it seriously here. We're seeing some intense winds showing up on our product right closer to Manor even. The community of Manor in our viewing circle, of course. We're really watching this carefully. Manor there, more on that Ware County side. So just trying to give you guys the very latest details here. Unincorporated area per se, but nonetheless, it's an area that does have some folks in it. So 94 folks listed in the population report in 2020, but that's enough of an area that kind of is a little bit more clustered together. I mean, a little bit more potential for damage. Again, generally we wouldn't jump on for a warning this time of year in an area that's pretty rural overall, but the damage potential seems very high with this here for what we generally see this time of year. Not maybe like a tornado for sure or anything like that. No tornado warning in play. That's the good news, but there's a tornado possible tag in the statement from the Weather Service. There's a severe thunderstorm warning in play. Considerable damage threat. Winds to 70 miles an hour. Winds to 70 miles an hour. Not out of the question here. In the water, some of these areas right there near and just I would say starting to move south of US 84 for the next few minutes, but still a threat north of 84 as well. So a heavy rain is still going to be coming through from next level. It's going to produce some flooding concern, and we've already had some of those here further up toward the north today. I've been looking at some things here. I know we've been watching some more different alerts and seeing some issues with some flood threats toward the north there. Some of those just kind of on the fringes of the area per se, and to be precise here, let me kind of run that down for you, the viewers at home. So that flood warning they issued one actually earlier on to the Jacksonville office for Appling County outside of our area. There's also a flood warning that's worth mentioning in our covered area here for river concerns that was issued this morning here for the St. Mary's River at McClenny because of all the rain we've got lately. We're going to have some flood concerns there, and then some flood concerns toward the Santa Fe River near Worthington Springs, both listed minor, but still something we haven't seen in a little bit here. So I thought I'd touch on that real quick. We'll have a full update later on in the night, and we touch on some different things in our forecast cycle then as well. But again, I'm still watching this axis here. A little bit of a hook on here, but the rotation didn't seem like it's really intensified here in the latest scan at least. But in theory, the storm structure is slightly more favorable for that rotation maybe to get down to the surface and just evolve on us in general. But it's not maybe quite tight enough to go with the tornado warning because we're at a pretty good angle on the radar with this. I would say we're only up there. I mean, only up about 1,500 feet. So we have a good grasp on what we're looking at here, I would say. I can't rule out something quickly touching down, though. But right now, severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag is the storyline here. Looking in there, you can see some rural roads, but not a lot of population in here at least, which is some good news. But gonna keep watching, gonna keep tracking. Let's check the debris tracker again. Really not seeing anything in there. I'm kind of just double checking. I mean, there's some different areas that's kind of stuff in that zone, but the overall pattern is showing that. So this type of angle and type of distance from the radar, I would suspect if we had a touchdown even for a moment, it would be pretty clear. So again, going to keep watching this here. This morning, going to 5:15, I kept Ricker issuing the last update there on this at 4:50 or so. Again, canceling our Atkinson right about the time we came on, but keeping Ware and Clinch in there. I know they do a great job at all the National Weather Service offices across the country here, giving the latest details on all these warnings and updating these warning polygons here as necessary. So again, let's go ahead and see what we're doing with this US 84. You can see the brighter blues there, 50 plus miles an hour. I mean, some of that's still sitting north of US 84. So again, you still got to be in shelter right now. I'd almost take this as if it was like a lower end tornado situation in your area. Maybe just take tornado precautions, get an interior room away from the windows here, not just thinking about staying away from windows, but really kind of being a little bit more careful here with this. So they just sent out a new update here at 5:04. That's just coming in here to the Weather Center. So let's go ahead and see what that is. So the latest details on this at 5:04 is when this came out, and at 5:03, a severe thunderstorm was located near Manor or near Argyle here. So moving southeast at 20 miles an hour. So Argyle and Manor here with this threat. Just continuing to track things here in the Weather Center, trying to give you guys the very latest on this severe thunderstorm warning number 263 this year. As we go ahead and see here, just the latest details coming on in to all the different systems that we have. You see that polygon just changed there. One thing they did change with this is they went down from 70 with the winds to 60. There has been just a slight bit of weakening, it would appear, which is some good news. Definitely some good news here. We're going to have to keep watching. Going to have to keep tracking here, as you bear with me. Trying to give you guys the very latest on what's going on. So, again, this storm, this threat continues. And we'll be back here in just a couple more moments with more information. So, let's take a break. We're back here at about 5:08. So, keep it tuned to Cloud Weather. We'll keep you guys up to date. Meteorologist Casey Cloud back here in Weather Center right now at 5:08 on this Tuesday, tracking this severe thunderstorm warning in play for parts of Clinch and Ware counties here for another few moments at least. Seeing some of those brighter colors fade to some degree, which is some good news here. Seeing things kind of merge there in some regard, causing some issues here. And that's just kind of how it plays out sometimes at this point of the year here, the first day of August 2023. But we'll kind of go ahead and back things up. You can see we've had a boundary. I know that was apparent in there. And seeing some different interactions here having an effect on things. And right now, it would seem that things are looking a little bit better here. A little bit better. I'm seeing only winds of 40 to 50 now at a pretty low level, but still don't need to guard down. That weakened pretty quick. You could always kind of strengthen back up on us here in short order. So just keep that in mind here as we're looking at things in parts of South Georgia, looking at our correlation coefficient, which is used to detect tornado debris and the like. We're not seeing anything right now really popping on up, so that's the good news. But we'll keep on checking things here against the thunderstorm warning and play until about 5:15. So again, looking around the area, don't have anything else that's really too crazy looking. Had a advisory there to ward areas around Gardy. But looks like right now not too much over there, and then some stuff south of Waycross. It doesn't look that impressive either. This here, a little bit of weak rotation still, but as quick as it really got its act together there, it's kind of started to fade down pretty good. But let me go ahead and see what we have in terms of any power outages here in the area. I suspect there'll probably be a few here. There'll probably be a few. Let me see our power at the U.S. map here for the latest on what happened here in toward this type of situation. We're going to go ahead and kind of check all our different details here. I know there'll be some different stories across the country we're watching. There's a tornado warning right now in Minnesota. That's the storyline there, northwestern Minnesota. Nothing's confirmed with that at this point. It doesn't look like here, but then also some flooding threats here over Missouri as well. So that'll be a storyline too. But in Atkinson County, 452 customers in the dark. So Satilla, REMC there with a good bit of them, good bit in the dark there. Quite a few outages kind of scattered on their grid around there. Some of those are covered areas, some of them are, but so some issues there indicated in toward that part of the viewing circle then. And as we go ahead and keep looking at things, keep trying to give you guys the very latest on what's going on. Let me just go ahead and keep looking at some more information here. So we do have, it looks like areas in Berrien County, 46 customers in the dark. Ware County, 37. Clinch, none so far, 89 in Coffee. So we'll just kind of watch the numbers fluctuate on us, and they're expiring the warning now. You see how it faded off the screen. So the 5:15, the warning will be gone here. New advisory issued here. As we're looking ahead, a little while ago, they issued a broader one here to kind of account for this. Maybe coming towards some areas further down to the south, but not with a warning, but to give them a heads up here. Pretty rural out there, honestly, but some areas that are included in that do include Homerville. As I zoom on out, Waycross technically was included in there as well, but then really not the worst of it there as we're looking. But then you have Argyle, Stephen Foster State Park, Boggy Bay, Manor, Braganza, Rice Pond, and Needham. So really escalated quickly on us now. We're starting to see a diminishing trend. They're dropping the warning altogether over the next few moments, officially at 5:15. And you see some areas around Lanita County, around Eccles County here. Some signatures, maybe some wind enhancement trying to come into play now as we're watching. No advisories yet, but they might get advisories pretty soon. So we may not be done with the warnings here today, based on just the setup here. Probably won't be. Let's look at some of the temperatures real quick while we're just closing out the last few moments here with this update, unless something jumps back here in terms of a warning or a threat. You see 90s here in a lot of areas, especially toward the south, even toward the west, though. Not much in southeast Georgia itself. But just kind of giving you guys an idea here of where we might have more storms later. It's not always about that, but just something to keep in mind. Here's your risk area. I know we had the risk on there. You saw how earlier on in the period further back, but now today's risk a little bit more confined to the east here with the more favorable conditions here for storms. I know you look at some more different metrics here. It's going over 2 points higher to the east here. And as we look as well, let me go ahead and not put our model guidance on, but instead let's put our instability on. We still have some pretty high numbers in here. St. Johns County standing out, but it's not always about exactly where those set on up here. So just keep that in mind. But instability numbers will be watching, we'll be tracking here across our region just to kind of see where storms are more likely to prosper here as we do look ahead into the timeline. So you can definitely see the warmer temperatures out there. It's going to get even hotter as we're looking ahead later on in the period. But storms here at times, some days they kind of suppress their temperature. Some days just the overall setup varies on us here as well based on some different factors in play. So again, these purples, some of these areas over 4,000 joules per kilogram there in terms of energy. Some areas there even getting closer to 5,000. So we'll keep our eyes on things. We're going to keep monitoring everything as necessary here in the weather center. Let me go on over toward infrared satellite. There you go. Look at that axon there showing up from space on that mode. And then looking on our wind mode again here real quick. Not seeing a whole bunch there, which is some good news. But things can always change rapidly on us. We're going to watch those areas like near Withers there. You see around Lanier County as well. We're just going to keep watching things, trying to give you guys the very latest. So, again, that's going to do it for now, I think. That's going to do it for now. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for trusting me. I'll be back here as necessary. And if we're not back here for any type of threats between now and our formal update time, we'll see you here late tonight with more weather information. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for trusting me. That's every Thursday morning, explicitly expired now for Clinch and Ware counties. We're going to keep monitoring things here from our weather center. As you see some more development there in between, some areas in north central Florida, seeing some areas there of moisture start to become a little bit more visible here on our Doppler technology.